Welcome to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage. Today we're going to be having a look at GALA. Let's get into the price action and see what's going on. Okay, so we've got a couple of accounts we've been discussing previously, and we're going to go over the bullish one first, which is looking for the potential that this move to the upside is the start of a move, a bigger move to the upside, either as an ABC or alternatively as a bigger 5-wave move. Now, what we're looking for here in this count is that potentially we can argue we have a wave 1 or an A wave into this high. So there's two ways I'm looking at it, either this high here or this high here. It does adjust the count slightly. So what we're looking for in this count is that this is W, X, and Y for A. This is a B wave to the upside, and that what we're looking for here is basically a 5-wave structure for the C wave. Now that C wave 1 to 1 is actually higher up here towards this zone of this 02685. So this could be an interesting area if we are looking to complete here. So what between both these two counts that I'm looking at, what we have is both of them are looking for a 5-wave sequence to complete this last leg here. Now what I'm looking for here with the other count is that effectively we'd be treating this as an A wave to the upside into the peak. Now if this is the case, what we'd have is a W and X, and then potentially this is an A, B, and a C. Looking for this as a Y wave. So that Y wave is actually lower down here towards this 2460 area. So gonna have to keep an eye on this as a alternative target if we do look to break down below the other zone. So an interesting zone of this is, we want to see whether we actually get an interaction with this 0.618. We did come very close to it, but if we do actually come down deeper here, we could actually see an interaction with this. And this would tie into actually coming back into some of these lower levels that we have on the left hand side here. So keeping an eye on this 02655 to this 0539 region. Now if we are talking about this internal structure here, what we want to see is something like this. Now I'm treating this as a 1, 2, 3, 4 and looking for the possibility of a 5th wave to the downside. Now this did come up higher than we typically like to see for a 4th wave, but because this wave 2 is very shallow, I am still looking at it in this way. So now invalidation of this count would actually come by crossing this 3881. If we move up above that, that would invalidate the idea of this 5th wave to the downside. So the 5th wave targets that we have here are this lower green box, primarily based off of this 4th wave, which would be the 02540 to the 02295. If we do look at the internals here, however, what I'm treating this at currently as is 1, 2, 3, 4 and looking for this 5th. So this would be valid for as long as we remain below this this point here of this 3158. If we break back above that, that would invalidate this 3rd and 4th as I have it drawn here. But what we'd have to be careful of is, even if we do move up here in A, B, C, we'd have to be cautious that as long as we fail to actually break back above and hold a move above this 3361, that we could actually still see this extend to the downside, where this becomes an additional 1, 2, and then we get a bigger 5-wave sequence play out to the downside for that wave 5. Now, if we do actually just form this as a 4th wave up and a 5th wave down here, an interesting zone would obviously be this 1 to 1 here at the 02696, which is pretty much on just below this previous low that we had. We do have the 0.382, which is sitting here at this 02791. So this is based off of the wave 1 to 3 and the 0.618. So if it falls short, we have two zones here that I'm looking at. The 1 to 1 of the wave 1, which is also sitting here towards the 02719. So this could be a potentially interesting level, which could actually form us a double bottom within this area. So there's a little bit of confluence within here between this 02706, this 2719, and then slightly higher up here we do have this 2791 as a 0.382. However, if we do look to push down deeper here, then we could actually look to fall down into this lower target box between this 2540 to this 2295. The 0.618 is also sitting within there. Now, if we did actually get a 3-wave move up here and invalidate this as a single 5-wave move to the downside, what we would have to be cautious of is, like I said, as long as we fail to break above this orange box, if we did get a 3-wave move up here and then another 5-wave move down towards this 02272 area, we could see an additional 4th and a 5th, and that would tie into this 5th wave extending out here. Now this would look to push us lower than these targets. So what we want to be aware of is we need to be cautious of any 3-wave moves to the upside before continuation to the downside. So this is looking for that potential that we could still look to break down deeper. Now, I was initially looking at the possibility that we could actually look to break out of this zone, but given the current structure, it's looking very unlikely. This move here, well, these moves here are looking very corrective to the upside. So unless we actually had a bigger move potentially above 43.60, it would be very unlikely that we have any kind of an impulsive structure developing up here, even if we do push up in a way of A, B, and C, something like this, which would invalidate a lot of those 5-wave counts. But now, what we need to be aware of is that if we do actually look to complete lower down here, we could actually be setting up for a bigger move to the upside, where this becomes 1-2, or this becomes AB, and then we see a C wave to the upside. So as a C wave, our target would be this 96.38. As a wave 3, our target would be 21 cents 32. So this would be somewhere we'd be looking for as a 3rd wave target, which could actually then mean that we see an additional push up here, potentially to this zone here of this 34 cents to this 25 cent area. So now if we do get a bigger move up like this will give us confirmation that we have a low in place here. Until we do, we need to be aware there are other alternatives, and we need to be cautious of this potential count here, where we could actually be looking for this as a series of 1s and 2s, and that we could actually still be looking to push down deeper. Now, the key thing that we have within this count is that if we are treating this as a potential wave 3, we need to just be aware that we have crossed 1.618 of this as 1-2. So if we do get this additional move to the downside here, where this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, what we need to just be cautious of is that we could still see an additional rejection if we move to the upside here. Now, the other way we can potentially look at this is that actually the 3rd wave is already in play, was already played out here, and we've completed it, in which case we could argue this is 1, 2, 3, and then we could be expecting a bit more of a bigger sideways movement here. Invalidation of this would come by crossing this 36 cent region. Until we actually do that, though, we need to just be aware that, this is a possibility that we could already be within this 4th wave, where 35.82 is going to be the high area that we would potentially look to reject from. But if we just creep around sideways here, forming a structure that's similar in size to this, I would be cautious that we actually have continuation playing out. However, like I said, primarily I'm looking for this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If we do complete this down here, we need to see whether we get 3-wave structure to the upside. 3-wave structure to the upside could lead to continuation, which would mean that we'd actually get additional pushes down here, where we could actually have a series of 4ths and 5ths still to come, in which case we would actually be looking to potentially take this low in place here at this 0.1542. So we need to be careful of that, as if we continue to break down here in 5-wave moves, we need to be aware that it could actually look to take this low out. Okay, so that's the bearish situation there. And, what we were talking about previously is that we still have potential to actually get a breakdown here towards the 0.11 to the 0.0641 region as a 5th wave. This is still technically a possible target, so we need to just be careful of that fact. The alternative would be that on the macro here, we could still argue that this has just been an A wave to the downside here, where this is A. We could still be looking for this as a B wave to the upside, and then still actually looking to come back down and take this at a later date, this low. So even if we do get an additional push up here where this becomes A, B, and C, we need to just be cautious. This could still tie into that idea of having a rejection to the downside, where we see this C wave come into play here, and potentially this is a flat correction for a Y wave. So this is what I'm just being mindful of. Until we actually get the confirmation, we need to be cautious of that fact. I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out. It's free to join. Everyone have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.